Okay, I am back with my part 2. I am sorry that I took a little long. I was just getting stuff set up and other things. But anyway, there we go. Perfecto mundo. Perfecto. Yeah, it's perfecto. Hey, I am continuing my little on my part 1 video of the discussion on Prediking and everything else that I have planned for this part 2. Well, I have planned to make it one big giant whole video, but right now time. And yeah, but I am here with the part 2. On the discussion of the Predacons, as I left off on the end of the part 1, how durable they are, yes, they were barely finished, but they looked durable enough to survive an explosion like that. Predaking, again, as I said, he's a good example of showing how durable these Predacons are. He, in the episode, was a very vicious fighter, though very noble. Not something you expect from somebody who transforms into a primal monster dragon beast thing. But, as I said, he had the strength to show that the Predacons are something the Autobots should worry about, in both robot mode and in beast mode. But he also has a noble side to him, hence the voice. Meaning, he would fight an honorable battle if he wanted to, if he wasn't so pissed off at, basically, the Autobots blowing up, well, thinking they blowed up his kind. Which, again, as we said, we don't know for sure if the Predacon shockwave was working on was destroyed or not, if they survived, or they're just completely gone and over with. But again, as I said multiple times, Predaking shows a prime example that the Predacons are durable and can survive an explosion and basically make some of the Autobots, even the Decepticons, scared. Like Starscream. But he's just what I expected a Predacon like him to be. Very powerful, very noble at times. Again, when not angered. If angered, becomes a vicious hunter. And he had moves, too. He was flipping around everywhere, fighting both Ultra Magnus and Wheeljack. He flipped off rocks. He flipped off stalagmites, stalactites. And he crushed Ultra Magnus's hand with just 2 stomps. One to pin his hand to the ground, and the second to crush it. And then breaking the Forge of Solus. Breaking the Autobots' chance of reviving Cybertron. Even though it was completely empty. It was all used up on Prime, which was actually a good idea because Prime came in, saved Ultra Magnus Wheeljack by bashing him, grabbing both Magnus and Wheeljack, and flying off. But, again, I wouldn't be surprised if we would see Ripclaw and the other Predacons. I wouldn't doubt it. Because he's durable, meaning these guys, all the other Predacons, durable enough to survive anything. And I mean literally anything. Like an explosion, an avalanche, a volcano, a tsunami, a hurricane, a storm, anything. Except for a meteor, which apparently was what did them in to begin with. Well, that's my whole little chat about Predacon and the Predacon, and my theory of the Predacon surviving, and my thoughts on the episode. And now we get to the shows, the upcoming shows I'm making. I'm making kind of a crossover of Beast Wars and Transformers Prime and Transformers Cybertron. Prime meaning figures like him, like her, and like him, and like you don't like it. And one movie first figure, and that is, if I can get him untangled, because he's tangled up in something, because he fell off my desk, and I had him stand up for the part to grab for show in part 2. And as I said, being the only movieverse figure, and also I'll throw in a couple of others, movie figures as well, but one main Autobot. That is Ironhide. You know Ironhide. And also Ratchet's rival, Lockdown. And I'm gonna get to him in a minute. So I'm gonna quick review on him. A quick little bio, transformation, articulation, and talking about him. But yeah. And also which will be called the Wrath of Megatron. Because it'll take place after like a death of Megatron. That Megatron's finally dead. The Autobots and Decepticons somewhat get along with each other, but Megatron comes back. He was basically he was this Megatron who got badly beat up and all that, and he comes back as the Transformers Energon Megatron. And Predacon would be one of the main generals as well. The second general will be, of course, Starscream. Oh dear, it's you. The third general would be Predacon's creator from the show. Yeah, from the show. Shockwave. Only natural. But I'm also doing a little twist on it as well, being that the Autobots have subgroups. In all the subgroups, most of the subgroups listen to Prime. Now the other few subgroups don't listen to Prime at all. One of the subgroups being one of the ones that will listen to Optimus would be the Wreckers. The Aerial Bots, they're Autobots. All the Autobot subgroups are Autobots in the B. So help each other, but some it'll just be one subgroup of Autobots that refuse to follow Prime and want to go back to the old ways before the war started. Meaning, we announced them being Autobots. And just not listen to Optimus at all, even when he asks them for help. One of the other shows that I'll be working on will be a Transformers Prime Terracons, which would focus only, the main characters will be Hongor and his team, once I get the other three. And that show will just basically focus on them. There'll be Autobots in there. And there'll be comedy. There'll be a lot of comedy, a lot of action, a lot of violence, and drama as well. Drama being Whippersnapper, Block, Cutthroat, and Twin Strike will think Hongor's dead. Meaning they lost their ability to combine to form Abominus. And it'll be a very dramatic one because it'll go in a battle between Hongor and Ultra Magnus. I'll be using all the Cyberverse Legion figures once I get more of them. Another show I'm working on is another Marvel show, and this is one I had started a long ago, but it was before I even had a YouTube account. And it's the Dark Avengers. I'm gonna restart that back up. And like Transformers Prime Terracons, there'll be a lot of drama, action, violence, and comedy. Because that's what I like to do. I'll even bring up another show that I'm planning to make, focusing on Shadow, the Hedgehog. Sonic, he'll be in it, but not all the time. He'll be off and on in it. It'll mostly be focusing on Shadow and some other characters I'll have, and they're from comic books, either Marvel, DC, Transformers, other video games, and all that. And that one will be a lot of fun. There'll be action, there'll be comedy, there'll be drama, adventure as well. Okay. Those are the shows that I'm planning to do. And we'll eventually, once I get the right figures and stuff, do it. Okay. Now I'm just gonna move Pretty King up here. Oh, I'm gonna crouch him down so you can still see him. That's hello. Even though that I'm doing a review now, he's worthy to be seen after that good performance he did in the show in Transformers Prime Beast Wars. Now, we'll get on to Lockdown. not that much he said about lockdown, because we don't know that much about him. We know what all we know is that he's a bounty hunter. And on Cybertron, he faced Ratchet. Both him and Ratchet fought, and he took this from Ratchet. His engine was actually Ratchet's old MP generator. And he is a long-term rival to Ratchet, because this is also in the Transformers anime too. When Ratchet found out that lockdown was on Earth, that he came to Earth, he was scared down to his bark, because lockdown is that terrifying to Ratchet. He just Lockdown is just also such a good character too. Again, don't know much about him, but I do like him. Other people might not like him that much. I like Lockdown. He's a cool. Just take a look at this. Take a look at this. He's an Earth car with spikes everywhere. Spikes right here on his hubcaps, on his bumper, on the top of his car, even right here. He is just so terrifying a little bit, but yet also very, very cool. And there's not much you can do with him in the world now, but you can make him go whee! And his transformation is a little complicated. What you have to do first is just ooh, sorry, I didn't mean. I'm very, very sorry for that. What you have to do first is just take his engine, and set it right there. Then you come to right here, to the front of the car, and pull on them and adjust them like that. They will become his feet later on, because you can tell because of the heel. Then you come to right here, you unhook, and also you flip these back to the back like this. Then you take these side panels, unhook them from the sides of the car, because later on both these will become his arms. And you take this and you lift it up. Then you also lift. I know he's getting tall. Okay, then you lift this part all the way up. It shows his crotch area, his upper legs, and the insides of him. Then you take the wheels and you put to the back to the side. Then you unpeg his legs and you chicken leg them. And that gives him his legs. Then you then you just unhook his arm from right there. Turn it, not pop it off, flip his hand out, again as I said, not pop it off, turn it right there on the boulder joint, then you just bring this down, that brings his shoulder. And if you want to right now, you can put the EMP generator onto his arm. That gives him the rest of his arm. When you come to this arm, you turn it to the side like that, and you bring this down. That gives him his other shoulder plate. Then you turn this around like this, gives him more of his arm. Then you flip the hook down like that and push up, and that gives him his standard hook for a hand. Okay, let's go. Just then you come to right here, bring this down, and it pegs into right there in his chest. Very, very tough. Oh, let's push these up. Helps get them that chest fit in. He's almost done. Now what you need to do is adjust his neck a little. His head was down like this since it was in there, but you push up and adjust it. And it gives lockdown his head. He's a very cool figure. I'm glad I picked him up because I liked the character. I liked Lockdown very much. He was cool. And plus, he's a bounty hunter, and I liked bounty hunters ever since I watched Star Wars when I was a kid. I still do too. Okay. Now for articulation, his head's got a lot of it, because he can rotate all the way around. He even goes up and down right here at this part of the neck. His head can even rotate all around and can go as well. His arms can go all the way around, they can go up and down, and they can even, because of this part right here, and right here, his arms can go even higher and even lower. So you can give him a bit of height to him if you want to. This part of his arm can go in and out like this and rotates all the way around because it's on a ball joint. His hand can go in and out as well. This arm can do the same thing as the other arm, all the way around, and because of this joint right here, that the ball joint that the arm's connected to, it can go This part of the arm can rotate all the way around if you move this part out of the way, and you rotate it, and it can bend at the elbow. Both arms can bend at the elbow. He's got kind of a wrist articulation right there, but not really. Come on. When does a robot ever move his hook like that? He has sort of a waist, but he doesn't rotate. He can bow. You have him bowing, or you have him go, ooh! Like someone just punched him in the gut. It's like, hey, 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 ooh! It's like, hey, 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 ooh! His legs can go in and out that far. They can go forward and backward right there because of his chicken legs, and also forward and back right there. Again, if you want, you can also make him freakishly tall by extending his legs. But then over he doesn't have that much of legs. And also because of it, his legs can go side to side like that, so you can have him standing wider range of poses, and he's got an ankle. He can go up and down. It doesn't go tilty. That's why he's got this. But again, as I said, oh, and he also has kind of a right there when he also rotating on the upper part of the knee, and when you do, also rotates the inside of his leg. But again, as I said, Lockdown is a cool character, a very great figure. The animated figure, it's okay. I have it, but it's kind of broken because one of his normal hands broke off. But that's why I got the Transformers. I believe it was the Revenge of the... Yeah, he was in the Revenge of the Fallen line. So I picked him up. I like him. I like him a lot. And like I said, he will be appearing in that Transformer show that I said I'll be making, and he'll also appear in the Shadow the Hedgehog show as Shadow's buddy, as a friend of Shadow. Yeah. I wanted to do it. I wanted Shadow to work with Lockdown. I think it'll work. I think they'll work kind of well together, depending on if you guys like the if you leave comments below on a few episodes with Lockdown or Shadow in it, or in comments below in this video, saying you want Shadow to work with somebody else, I can have him work with somebody else. It doesn't have to be Lockdown. I was just an idea, and I'm willing to hear what you guys have to say. So, this is Trackablaze Hedon saying sayonara.